We're back.
And we are back. This
That's a
video,
catchy tune.
it is. It's a very catchy tune.
I made it my ringtone.
I know.
I'm a little biased, but whatever.
Well, you made it, so it's awesome.
I made it with Apple Loops on my iPhone with GarageBand.
My
So it's a bunch of
ringtone
pre-made
is
stuff.
My ringtone is AC/DC. Shook me all night long. I'm an AC/DC
It's a cool song.
fan.
I like it. I dig it.
Yes.
I'm
This
not
video.
gonna try and sing it, but hey. Hi, I'm Fred,
I'm Adrian.
and we're
FnA. Yep. Just wanted to say real quick, this video, it's shorter because, we,
It's gonna be whatever it is.
yeah, exactly.
Just
Today's
Jupiter's
video
legacy.
is,
Okay. Yep. Let's talk about it.
let's dive into it.
Dive right in.
All right, first
Jupiter's
off,
Legacy on Netflix dropped on May 7th.
I believe it was, yes.
It's on there now,
It's streaming now on Netflix.
and we binged the whole season over
yes,
the
we
weekend.
did. Yes. From
ahead.
IMDb.
Yep.
Okay. This show is about, it's the first generation of superheroes. They have kept the world safe for nearly a century, and now their children must live up to their legacy in an epic drama that spans decades and navigates the dynamics of family, power, and loyalty. So, right off the bat, what did you think?
I liked it.
Yep.
To be honest, right off the get, from the trailer that I seen, I didn't think I was gonna like it.
It kind of looked like a CW show.
I showed you the trailer that came out a month or two ago, I think.
And we said the
And
same thing about CW.
It did. It looked like a CW show. The trailer itself really didn't show how violent this was gonna be.
No.
And then also, I never read any of the source material, the Mark Miller comic.
I didn't even know it was based off a comic,
Yeah.
honestly.
So I never read any of that. I've heard of it. I remember seeing, like, when I'm scrolling through the different comics on my app, I've come across it, but I've never read it.
Yeah.
So going into this, I had no idea, except I knew that the dude from Transformers was going to be like a Superman dude in it.
Josh Duhamel.
Yeah, and I the whole time I kept thinking Omni-Man.
Yeah.
Because the white and red
Yeah,
that he was
yeah,
wearing, and we
yeah.
just finished watching Invincible.
Yep.
Granted his hair was a little bit longer, but I mean, even I couldn't stop thinking every time I'd see him from a certain angle. I'm like, look,
Same colors.
There's
Yep.
Omni-Man.
Same color scheme.
So get on it, Amazon. I want a live action Invincible. Anyway,
Do you honestly think, real quick, before you get into that, I didn't mean to cut you off,
go ahead.
but do you think that they will do a live action Invincible?
I don't know. It's hard to say.
I mean, they did with The Walking Dead.
At this level, at this stage of the game, I don't know.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Go ahead. Finish what you were saying. So.
anyway, Josh Duhamel, the dude from Transformers, in it, and just an overall of the season as a whole, I think it was drawn out in a couple spots.
Yeah.
But it kept me interested, and Netflix does good at the cliffhangers.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, they do pretty good at catching you at the end of the episode, so you got to go into the next one, and then it'll draw out again.
Oh, yeah.
And then it'll speed up at the end of the episode to keep you hooked into the next one.
Yep.
I'm like halfway there. Like if we were going 1 to 10,
Yeah.
I'd give it a 7.
I was about to say I'd give it about a 6.5.
6.5.
Like 6.5.
Just to be different.
No, only because I enjoyed it as well. Don't get
Okay.
me wrong. Okay. The actors and actresses loved Chloe. The actress herself, I have their names here.
Okay.
She is Elena Camporis.
Okay.
Okay. The actress, she reminds me of me. Very bubbly, happy.
I seen
just
I
like
seen an interview with her. It was this morning on something.
Yeah.
Real quick, and I didn't even recognize her at first.
No.
And then I was like, oh, that's the girl that plays Chloe.
Yep.
And actors and actresses aren't normally the characters that they play.
exactly. But this was night and day.
But night and day.
Yeah.
Yeah. The character of Chloe, I hated so bad this season.
Me too. Me too.
Like, that hate almost bled over into the actual person. Like,
Yep.
I don't even want to see this girl in anything ever because I hate this character so bad. But
that's what I was gonna say.
I learned a little bit more as far as the comics go, and a little bit of a spoiler aspect.
We'll get into that.
Which I'll talk a little bit more towards the end. But I'm more interested in what's to come with her character.
Yes. Well, like I was saying, I really did not like you were saying, I did not like Chloe. I thought she was stubborn. I thought she was just a complete bitch. Totally disrespectful to her parents, her mother and father, and even her brother, you know?
Right.
To continue on, like I said, about my rating, actors, actresses, awesome. Some action scenes I thought were pretty cool, especially the first one that we saw, which was pretty brutal, violent.
What was the bad guy's name?
Bad Star. Black Star. Not Bad Star. Black Star.
I kept wanting to say Black Adam, you know?
Well, it's better than Bad Star.
Yeah, Black Star. He was badass.
Yeah.
He was a total ripoff of Darkseid, obviously.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But, you know, most of these characters in the Union, you know, the original group of superheroes is directly based from the Justice League. You know, you got the dude that was in the wheelchair. When he was younger, he was the Flare.
You mean Fitz Small?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Fitz
Mike
Small.
Wade is the actor that plays Fitz.
He was like the Flash, you know, with more than just being able to speed around.
Yeah.
You know, he had solar abilities. He could throw fireballs and shit like that.
Yeah.
You know, Josh Jamal clearly being your Superman character.
Yeah.
Lady Liberty, you know, she was more of like a female Superman. You know, or
she
a
was,
Superwoman.
Yeah, Superwoman,
more than a, you know, Wonder Woman character.
Yeah, absolutely.
But anyway, Black Star.
Black Star.
He was
Tyler Mane actually played him.
Yeah, we found that out earlier today.
Yeah. Actually, I found that out 2 days ago because I was looking up the cast.
Okay.
And anyways, you came up to me today and you were like, "Hey, you know who plays Black Star?" And I was like, "Yeah, Tyler Mane. He played Michael Myers in Rob Zombie's Halloween." And this dude is huge.
And Sabretooth in the very first X-Men movie.
That too. Yep. He's huge. I think
guy.
he's a wrestler, right?
He was a wrestler.
He was
Used
a
to be,
wrestler.
yeah. Now he's just straight up actor.
Big guy.
Yeah.
Big guy. Like, I guarantee if I would meet him in person, I'd be like this.
Right.
Hey, how are you?
What about the brother?
Oh, that would be Walter.
Brainwave.
Yes, Brainwave.
Yeah.
Ben Daniels plays Walter Sampson / Brainwave.
Right. I liked his character.
You called it from the get-go.
Well, I said that I didn't like him.
George. Let's see. Matt Lanter plays George Hutchins / Skyfox. Something about him I didn't like. All I could say is this show is awesome. I really liked it. But at the same time, I kind of got some cheese factor in with it.
Definitely
like
some cheese factor in there.
CW-ish. And who was it that we were watching and they said it reminded them of Power Rangers?
A few critics. There's been a few critics.
There's a lot of people that don't like this show.
A few critics had mentioned that there was like seeing a Power Rangers type series or a CW like show. And that as far as like the special effects and, you know, the general plot, you know, that the way it, I guess maybe more the way it was filmed, not so much the acting, I would say, because some of the acting in this wasn't bad.
No, I was going to say the acting I thought was really good.
I think it was more of like just the cinematography and the way it was filmed and the way it was shot.
The action
kind of gives you that feel
Yeah.
of a CW like show.
Yeah, that the action sequences
Right.
and everything. Yeah. No, I agree with you. The acting I thought was really good.
Yeah.
I mean, phenomenal. There was no cheese factor in the acting.
Yeah.
It was the action and, like you said, you know, like, and it's, like I said, based off of a comic. It's an 8-part series on Netflix, and the first season is actually titled Volume 1 because I don't know how many volumes.
I don't remember ever seeing Netflix list a series this way.
Me neither.
None that I've watched anyway. But yeah, it's marked V1 S1 as in volume 1, or E1 I should say, for episode 1.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is pretty crazy.
There's multiple volumes in the comic book series. So, and they're put out as volumes. So maybe that's where they're drawing that from.
Yeah. Sheldon, the Utopian, he lives by a code.
Right.
And this code is basically they never kill any enemies or bad guys. Basically, they fight them, basically beat the shit out of them, and then they place them in this special prison that is like made for supervillains that you see in any of the superhero stuff.
They showed a couple times in the show. George built it.
Yeah, George Skyfox.
Throughout the series, they jump back and forth. It spans almost 100 years from the creation,
20s, right?
Back in the late 20s during the Depression, and this is when the original Union, the group of superheroes, comes together. So they jump back and forth between that story and then the modern day story where it's telling the story of the new age superheroes and how the old ways aren't working the way it used to. And they need to change with the times. And I guess that means killing people. The Utopian,
shit.
I don't even know where I was. I don't even know where the hell I was going with that.
You were talking about the code.
I'm so over this episode already. This is the worst episode we've done so far.
Oh, you stop it.
Let's go.
All right. No, you were talking about the code. How times have changed.
Oh, yeah. Sheldon's like real hard up on the code, right? And like he's very stubborn, which you wonder where Chloe gets it from. He's super stubborn. He won't bend on anything, and he's terrible with communicating, and he don't listen to anybody. And we see this in the original, or I shouldn't say original, in the early story, back in the 20s when he was younger, we see this, and then we see it still in modern day that, he's still the same fucking dude that does the same stuff.
After all the shit that you see he's gone through.
Right.
That you would think,
and, from what I've learned in the comic book series, they don't even tell us half the shit that the original Union had gone through.
Yeah.
Which I really hope they dive deeper into, in the next volumes that come out.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
They were in the steel business, and when the Depression hit, they lost everything, and Sheldon basically lost his mind.
Because his father died.
Yeah, his father jumped off a building, and he starts, having these visions.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And he has these visions that guides him, and he eventually talks all these people into going with him onto some boat to the other side of the fucking planet to find this island where they go, and they, it's a big adventure to get there.
Well, I was going to say, I found something.
Okay.
Like you were saying, they travel to an island because of Sheldon's vision after his father killed himself. Actually, George was the only one that really, believed him and stuck by him. His own brother, Walter, was, thinking he was senile and everything.
You're right.
This is from Screen Rant, okay? When they go to the island, they had to go through some brutal conditions and everything. Their responsibilities, however, were to work together as a united front. This proved their worth to the mysterious aliens on the island, because when they go to this island, they go up to this rock, and it's
in the
crazy.
In the source material, the comic books, the islands, I guess, is actually a spaceship.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
It looks like an island.
Yeah.
They don't. It looks just like it did in the show, but it was a spaceship that it's, I guess, been here forever, and had doorways.
This is new to me.
Yeah, the doorway was teleported them to one of Jupiter's moons.
Yeah.
So.
Oh wow, Jupiter.
Yep.
Jupiter. Yep. Okay. Well, like I was saying, they had to work together
Just get
as
that
united.
one too, Hutch.
Okay. Like I said, the aliens though don't seem to care whether they live or die, they're just waiting for whether they'll pass their test or not. You know what I mean?
Right.
And many came before and failed.
Right. You seem like piles of bones.
Yep.
From different eras. You could tell by like the armor and the helmets or
Yeah,
weapons
there
that they
was
were
like
carrying.
a spear through
But it was
both
always
of them.
it was always a group of 6.
Always a group of
Yep.
6. Absolutely.
And it seems that they were the first ones to actually make it.
Yes, it said once completing the ordeal set forth by the aliens, the 6 emerged through a portal to another planet where they are gifted the superpowers and new suits to go along with them.
Hell yeah.
And then each suit was etched with a specific design. The trial made each member seeing a loved one, solidifying their worthiness and futures as superheroes, and the island itself remains an enigma. Okay. I had no idea that, like, I kind of figured it was, like, when I seen them put their hands on the rock and, like, the lights lit up.
Yeah.
I kind of thought, like, alien type shit, you know,
right.
but I had no idea that it was, like, actual aliens, you know, that gave them powers.
Yep.
So, yeah. Hey, they're the chosen ones. They get their powers. And from the 20s on to present, that was the code that they went by. And I think this is what I'm getting from it, since they unified and they were able to get these superpowers from the island, because they worked together, there was no bloodshed. They didn't kill anybody. I think that's why he goes by that code. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, he doesn't want to have to kill anybody necessarily because...
Why kill someone if you don't have to?
Exactly.
He wants to be a good guy. He wants to do the right thing.
And that's why he had George make this super prison for supervillains, you know? Yeah. Because he's like, hey, we were worthy enough to get these powers, so therefore we don't have to kill.
Yep.
But all in all, this show was pretty cool. I'm very eager to see the second season.
I'm very eager to see the second season.
Are you going to be reading the comics?
Well, I got to finish Invincible first.
He's still on Invincible, yes.
Spoilers for Invincible.
Uh-oh. Spoiler.
Yeah, spoilers for Invincible. For the comics, anyway. I'm up to the point where Mark just get...
When you showed, I'm sorry, I just had to say.
I'm up to the part where Mark reunites with his father, Omni-Man. If you've read it, you know what I'm talking about. And he meets his new family of bug people and his new brother-in-law. So I can't wait for that show to come back.
No, the Omni-Man who he gets with, and you showed me that clip. Oh, the picture.
Omni-Man don't give a fuck.
I don't care. It's so gross. It's so gross.
Hey, you know, whatever. I can't wait.
You gotta love comics.
If I gotta like weigh the two, okay, like Invincible, and Jupiter's Legacy. Invincible. Okay, now hold on. Now we got Jupiter's Legacy.
Yeah.
Let's play a game real quick.
Okay.
All right, you got Jupiter's Legacy in that hand. You got this hand.
Okay.
We're gonna put Invincible.
Yep.
Right. Yay, Invincible.
Invincible is up here, and Jupiter's Legacy is down here.
Yeah, right. Okay, same thing. The boys.
The boys?
Yeah.
Against what?
Jupiter's Legacy.
Jupiter's Legacy?
Yeah.
The boys.
The boys.
Goes up.
Jupiter's Legacy versus Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Okay, well, that's where we're at on that.
Yeah. Like we said, we enjoyed it. Like, it was a fun show to watch.
Here's something. If Jupiter's Legacy came out the exact way it did a year ago, I think it would have done a lot better.
Yeah.
Because, one, there wasn't as much on. I mean, we're coming out of WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier. That last fall was a phenomenal season 2 of The Boys.
Yep.
All these other superhero type shows. We just got Invincible just a few weeks ago.
Loki's coming out next month.
And then they throw Jupiter's... I get it. Netflix wants to get in the game, right? They want to get into the game. They want to have their own superhero universe, and they're going to bring the Millerverse out, right? With Jupiter's Legacy. And, maybe they'll bring out, Jupiter Circle was another series that that follows the original crew. But
I read a couple. I didn't like read, but I've seen a bunch of shit where they're saying exactly what you're saying. The timing is wrong.
Yeah.
For Jupiter's Legacy.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think it would have been received better by critics because I liked it. These critics are doing the same thing that a lot of people are doing, is they're comparing this series with all this other great shit that's out there.
Exactly.
Not to say that Jupiter's Legacy wasn't great.
They didn't have the competition.
It wasn't as great as the other stuff that's available. So.
You're right, because if they didn't have the competition, like you said, of all these other shows and shit going on, they would have done better, I think.
That's what I just said.
I know you did. But also, they need to hype up the action a little more. Because I agree with some of those people that said it kind of reminded them of Power Rangers. And I kind of got a CW feel.
That battle was pretty badass.
The first one.
Yeah.
The first one was badass. But like the following ones, I could have watched that on Arrow.
Yeah.
The Flash.
Right.
On CW.
No,
you know what I mean?
I get it.
It's like if they're going to go big and it's like go big or go home.
Yeah.
You got to go big with this. Yeah. If it's as big as the comic is, you got to give it more and give Chloe some more. Like, I'm sorry, this act.
Well, as far as I understand, he's following pretty close to the source material.
I know,
so,
but I'm not saying this.
What do you want him to do? Rewrite the character?
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm allowed to say I don't like the character.
Yeah.
Nothing against the actress, like I said. But a lot of people were saying the exact same thing that I'm thinking.
Okay.
Which was the character herself. They could have written, like, more to her, given her more oomph, instead of just this drug addict that, is a bitch. She hates her family, thinks her shit don't stink, and she does what she wants to do, and
that's
there's no
her
repercussions.
That's her character.
I know, but nobody likes her.
That's her character.
I don't care for her.
You're not supposed to like her.
A lot of characters like that in shows and movies, they normally have, like, a funny side to them. Or, something about them makes you like them, kind of. This character was like, no, I don't like you at all.
Okay.
That's just me.
Yep.
So.
It is.
Sorry.
Anything else?
That's it.
That's all I got. I have nothing
And that's
else.
all she wrote.
And that's all she wrote. I'm Fred.
I'm Adrian.
And we're FnA.
We're FnA. Hope you enjoyed this review.
See ya.
And until next time, bye.